In the previous video, we saw the carbohydrate digestion, all the various types of carbohydrates which are taken, whether as disaccharides or polysaccharides. In polysaccharides, we wrote about cellulose and we said cellulose cannot be digested by animals on their own. So here we are talking about cellulose digestion. Cellulose is a polysaccharide and it cannot be digested by animals, and here we need to specify that they cannot digest it on their own, but the cellulose gets digested with the help of certain microbes. There are three categories of organisms in whom cellulose digestion has been seen or it takes place. The first category is in ruminating animals. Ruminating animals like cows and buffaloes. When we were talking about stomach, we saw the stomach of these ruminating animals is compound stomach. And in the first two compartments, that is rumen and reticulum, harbors symbiotic bacteria. There are symbiotic bacteria. One example of such symbiotic bacterium is ruminococcus. And this type of bacteria, they produce the enzyme called cellulase. So in case of ruminating animals, in rumen and reticulum, with the help of cellulase, cellulose digestion takes place. So this cellulose is acted upon by an enzyme called cellulase, which is secreted by these kind of bacteria, and this cellulose is digested into acids like acetic acid, butyric acid and propionic acid. And then these acids, they get absorbed. So in these animals, cellulose digestion is helped by these symbiotic bacteria. Animal is not able to digest it on its own because in animals, the enzymes which are present, they can break the alpha glycosidic bonds, whereas cellulose has beta glycosidic bond. So this cellulase is actually a beta amylase. It can break those bonds, and that is why it can help in digestion of cellulose. The second category of animals, we call them pseudo-ruminants like rabbits. They are called pseudo-ruminants. In them, cellulose digestion takes place in the last part of the intestine. If you are able to recall the structure of large intestine, the first part was cecum. So in case of these animals, cecum is the place where cellulose digestion takes place because the symbiotic bacteria are found there. Cecum is the first part of large intestine. So here we will write cellulose digestion takes place in cecum. Now, when we were talking about the functions, we said maximum absorption of food, or we can say almost complete absorption of food, takes place in the small intestine, that is jejunum and ileum. And large intestine is responsible for absorption of water and some minerals. If digestion takes place in that last part, that is cecum, after that the digested food will not get absorbed. That means after cellulose digestion in cecum, that digested cellulose is excreted out along with fecal matter. Now there is a very interesting thing which is seen in these kind of animals. They defecate 2 times. During daytime, the fecal matter which is excreted out is hard and it contains the undigested food. During night, the feces which is excreted is softer and contains that digested cellulose. So, during night, the fecal matter is soft and has digested cellulose. So, these animals, they feed on their own fecal matter, but that feces is the one which is excreted out during night. So they defecate during 2 times in a day. During daytime, it is the normal fecal matter which contains total undigested food. During night, the fecal matter is soft and it contains the digested cellulose. So this is the feces which they feed on. Such animals are known as coprophagous, and this process is known as coprophagy. That is feeding on its own fecal matter, and they feed on only that fecal matter which contains digested cellulose. Now after they have consumed that cellulose, digested cellulose, it is going to go through the small intestine and absorption will take place there. So this is the important term, and coprophagy means feeding on its own fecal matter. That is what is meant by coprophagy. But here we have to remember which type of feces is consumed. One which is the waste, that is not consumed. Other one which is softer and contains digested cellulose. The third type of animals which are able to digest cellulose with the help of symbiotic organisms are termites. Termites feed on wood, paper, which is predominantly cellulose. They contain a symbiotic protozoan, and that protozoan is a flagellate. Its name is trichonympha. Trichonympha. And with the help of trichonympha, these termites are able to break down cellulose into simple sugars. And the enzyme which is produced by this trichonympha is beta-glucosidase. That means this enzyme is able to break down the beta bonds. So these are 3 categories of animals who are able to digest cellulose but with the help of symbiotic microbes. In this case, bacteria, here also bacteria, but the position is different. They are found in cecum. And in termites, there is a protozoan. We human beings cannot digest cellulose. As one, we don't have any symbiotic microbe which can synthesize such type of an enzyme. But we still consume this cellulose in the form of fibers or roughage. This fiber or roughage, it helps in proper movement of food, which we call, it provides bulk to the food. So when the food is moving in the alimentary canal by peristalsis, these fibers, they help in proper movement. So roughage is required for digestion, but that is made up of fiber or cellulose. We cannot digest it. It gets excreted out as it is. So with this cellulose digestion, carbohydrate digestion is complete. Now the next type of digestion or the substance which gets digested would be protein.